Have you ever wondered that a single, tiny habit, something you do almost without thinking, could reveal the deepest corners of your personality? Something so small, so ordinary, that you might not even realize it says more about you than your words, your clothes, or even your social media posts ever could. Psychologists have discovered that our daily routines, those little automatic behaviors, are like windows into our true selves. They are subtle signals, often ignored, that whisper secrets about our values, our patience, and even how we handle life's hidden pressures. Tonight, we're going to uncover that one habit, the one almost invisible action, that can tell you more about who you really are than anything else. When we think about personality, many of us immediately imagine grand gestures, dramatic decisions, or the way someone presents themselves in social settings. We tend to believe that who we are is defined by what others see, our clothes, our words, our public accomplishments. But psychology teaches us a profoundly different truth. The essence of a person is often found not in the spotlight, but in the quiet, consistent actions we take every single day. Small, repeated habits, the seemingly mundane choices we make without conscious deliberation, are far more revealing about who we truly are than any carefully curated image. Consider this: how a person arranges their workspace, how they handle minor inconveniences, or how they manage the small commitments in life. These are not trivial details. They are patterns, repeated over time, that form a behavioral fingerprint. For example, a person who makes it a habit to tidy their desk each morning is not just keeping a space clean, they are demonstrating conscientiousness, foresight, and a structured approach to life. Similarly, someone who consistently checks in on friends or follows through on small promises shows reliability, empathy, and a sense of personal integrity. These habits, while minor in isolation, accumulate into a clear reflection of deeper personality traits. Psychology emphasizes the role of consistency in revealing true character. When we act the same way over and over in everyday situations, it is no longer a performance or a choice influenced by external observers. Instead, it becomes a natural extension of who we are. Even when no one is watching, these habits continue. A person who naturally pauses to reflect before responding to a stressful situation, who takes deep breaths rather than snapping in frustration, is revealing an underlying trait of emotional regulation. Conversely, someone who reacts impulsively to minor irritations may be displaying tendencies toward reactivity or low tolerance for frustration. In these small moments, our personalities quietly announce themselves, without the need for explanation or justification. It is also fascinating to note how these habits form and solidify over time. They are rarely random, rather, they are shaped by a combination of innate temperament, learned behavior, and reinforcement from the environment. A child who consistently demonstrates patience when completing tasks may develop into an adult who approaches challenges methodically, while someone accustomed to constant multitasking and immediate gratification may grow into a more restless, impulsive personality. Daily habits act as both mirrors and molders of personality, reflecting existing traits while also shaping the person we become. Moreover, small habits often provide more reliable insight than self-reported traits or verbal descriptions. People are not always fully aware of their own personality, and even when they are, they may present an idealized version of themselves to others. What we habitually do, however, is much harder to manipulate. Whether it is taking time to enjoy a morning cup of coffee in quiet reflection, responding to emails promptly, or organizing tasks systematically, these behaviors reveal priorities, patience, and values in ways words cannot. They are the unconscious language of the mind, speaking truths that even we may not fully recognize. Understanding this principle has profound implications for both personal growth and interpersonal relationships. By observing our own daily habits, we can gain insight into the traits that define us, identify patterns we wish to change, and cultivate behaviors that align with the person we aspire to be. Similarly, by noticing the consistent routines of others, we can develop a deeper appreciation for their true character, beyond appearances or social facades. In essence, the small, consistent actions we take each day are far more than mundane routines. They are a psychological roadmap to understanding ourselves and the people around us. In conclusion, while society often encourages us to judge personality by outward appearances or dramatic actions, psychology reminds us that true character is most clearly revealed in the subtle, repeated behaviors that make up daily life. Small habits, consistent over time, are not trivial, they are the most honest expression of who we are. Observing, understanding, and reflecting on these habits allows us to unlock a profound understanding of personality, offering a window into the depths of the human psyche that no outward display can ever match. While small, consistent habits give us insight into the structure of personality, it is equally revealing to observe how individuals respond to specific situations, particularly in the way they manage attention, commitments, and social interactions. Psychology suggests that one's habitual reactions to stress, deadlines, or minor challenges act as a magnifying glass, amplifying traits that might otherwise remain hidden. These behaviors often operate beneath conscious awareness, making them some of the most reliable indicators of a person's true character. Take, for instance, the way a person handles minor disruptions in their daily routine. Someone who remains calm and methodical when faced with an unexpected obstacle is not simply lucky or well-prepared, they are exhibiting a core personality trait, such as patience, adaptability, or resilience. Conversely, a person who responds to the same disruption with irritation, avoidance, or blame is revealing tendencies toward impulsivity, low stress tolerance, or difficulty regulating emotions. Over time, these repeated reactions become hallmarks of personality, offering a roadmap to understanding how a person navigates the complexities of life. This principle extends beyond stress management into everyday social interactions. How someone responds to small requests, minor inconveniences, or even casual conversation often reflects deeply held values and motivations. For example, someone who consistently listens attentively, remembers details about others, and follows through on small commitments is demonstrating empathy, conscientiousness, and social responsibility. In contrast, habitual inattentiveness, broken promises, or dismissive behavior may reveal self-centeredness, impulsivity, or a lack of organizational skills. These patterns are subtle but profoundly informative, showing the alignment between habitual behavior and underlying personality traits. Psychologists also note that observing a single, specific habit can provide a surprisingly accurate reflection of broader personality dimensions. Consider a person's approach to time management, for example. Someone who habitually arrives early, plans tasks carefully, and allocates attention deliberately is likely demonstrating conscientiousness, self-discipline, and foresight. On the other hand, a person who frequently procrastinates, overlooks details, or reacts chaotically under deadlines may be displaying a more spontaneous, flexible, or impulsive personality. By focusing on these singular, repeated behaviors, psychologists can uncover insights into character that are often more reliable than self-report questionnaires or social performance. The fascinating aspect of this approach lies in its universality. While outward behaviors can be influenced by social expectations, cultural norms, or the desire to impress others, habits are often immune to such pressures. They persist even when no one is watching, revealing a level of authenticity that is difficult to fabricate. In this sense, one specific habit, whether it is how a person handles criticism, responds to minor frustrations, or maintains focus on a task, becomes a lens through which the true self is illuminated. It is a reminder that personality is not a set of traits we choose to display selectively, but a living system of patterns that manifests in daily life. Moreover, these habitual behaviors have profound implications for self-awareness and personal growth. By identifying and reflecting on the habits that reveal our personality, we can begin to understand not just what we do, but why we do it. This self-knowledge allows us to cultivate strengths, address weaknesses, and align our actions more closely with our values. Similarly, recognizing these patterns in others enables us to navigate relationships more effectively, empathize with differences, and appreciate the authentic character beneath social facades. In essence, the psychology of habit demonstrates that even a single, consistent behavior can speak volumes about who we are. It reminds us that personality is not only observed in grand gestures or dramatic moments, but in the repeated choices that shape our daily lives. By paying attention to these patterns, our own and those of others, We gain access to a level of understanding that transcends appearances, providing clarity into the very core of human behavior. In the end, what psychology teaches us is both simple and profound. Who we are is written not in dramatic gestures or carefully chosen words, but in the quiet, consistent habits we carry through each day. These small, repeated actions are mirrors reflecting our true selves, our values, our strengths, and even our vulnerabilities. By observing them in ourselves and others, we uncover truths that no appearance, no social mask, and no carefully constructed image can ever reveal. The message is clear: cultivate your habits with awareness, for in them lies the roadmap to your authentic self. Your personality is not just what you say or show to the world, it is what you consistently do when no one is watching. Choose your actions wisely, for they are the truest expression of who you are.